Okay, we are just about ready to open all of our lucky draws, or many of our lucky draws, most of them. But before we do, I want to let this get to 37. Then we'll have 8 hours left to spend it all. So I'll totally rig this up on galaxies while I sleep. And when I get up, I'll have enough time to do universes to figure out how many I can build and build that many in one go. Hopefully it's a big number. Hopefully it's at least 20. So I can do a black hole in its upgrade. Hopefully. Would be nice. Did I leave a couple thousand there? Might I leave a couple thousand there? Oh well, whatever. They can just sit there. Okay, but in the meantime, we have a story to read. So, upgrading my monuments and the Dullahans and Poseidon. Chapter 17, Part 1, Upgrading My Monuments. Year 9054, September. Reality. Warfield was an interesting planet. It had many dangers, and I had met new, very powerful gods that I wanted to fight in the future. For that, however, I had to find new ways to gain power. First, however, I had to find a solution to my divinity problem. In order to improve my monuments, I had to build majestic surroundings to gain the benefits of the enchantment Freya gave me. This would mean I'd either need a lot of divinity to buy them from the other gods, or a vast amount of time to create them myself. Creating them all by myself was not the solution that I wanted. I would rather train and fight to become stronger than to spend most of my time creating things for my monuments. You can do both at the same time. Look, you got clones to do this, while you can just make crap over here. It works out. It's not one or the other. It's not evil either or. You're always making something. Anyway, I had to think of a way I could gain more divinity much faster than from fighting monsters. Some kind of divinity generator. Monsters left some divinity after they were defeated, and gods needed it to create things faster. Thought maybe there was a way to generate divinity other than from defeating monsters. Perhaps like electricity. I looked up some documents in SpaceDim. While there was no way I would find something about divinity, I thought that maybe I could create something similar to a power plant and enchant it with my godly powers to create divinity instead of electricity. Or possibly I could use electricity to generate divinity from other creations. In SpaceDim, I was able to find plans how to build a fusion reactor. It was quite complicated and also required a lot of manpower to build. With my clones, the required manpower wasn't that much of a problem, but the complexity was different. I wasn't sure if I'd be able to build one, but I still tried it out. I followed the blueprint and the instructions step by step. After 3 months, my own fusion reaction was finished, and I tried it out. It was a beautiful explosion, but it killed all the surrounding shadow clones, and now I have a huge crater. I couldn't really call that a fusion generator, much less a divinity generator, but it took a lot of effort to build, so it had to be close, right? The next try just had to last a little bit longer, although I thought it would be a good idea to start with something easier first. While studying the documents on SpaceDim, I found a few different concepts of power plants. It seems like the humans of my old world had many different ways to generate energy before they built their first fusion reactor. After they developed a fusion reactor, they just pretty much stopped building all other kinds of power plants, as it was so much more efficient. For me, it was a bit different, though. My main goal was to generate divinity, not energy. While energy was somewhat different, was somewhat similar to divinity, it was still different and couldn't be used to trade with other gods. The gods here could speed up their creating a lot when they had enough divinity, so the divinity had to be there within their creations, right? With that in mind, I searched for other blueprints where I could use all kinds of creations as input. Then I found the blueprints for geothermal power plants that use the heat from natural sources. Fortitude had volcanoes and underground lava that would make a much more simple source of energy compared to the complex machine that I didn't know how to build. I searched with my clones for some of the hottest lava streams and had them build a platform on top of it. Somewhere my clones could operate the generator without fearing for their lives. It wasn't as simple as I'd imagined because the heat melted most of the materials. I had to infuse stones with aura and water to keep them cool. A few weeks later and it was finished, and it was now similar to a conveyor belt, which the hot lava flowed through. The heat was contained and amplified inside the tunnel-like contraption, raising the temperature to several thousand degrees and, well, melting pretty much anything inside. I started to throw in some stones, and they melted pretty much instantly. I also was right with my assumption. Some divinity dispersed from the melted stone. It was even more than I thought. A lot more than I needed for buying stones from Italy. Most of it couldn't be contained because it dispersed too fast, but I was still able to get about twice as much as it would have cost me to buy it from Italy. That was already a good start. When I tested it, I got similar results from all other creations I put in. The hot temperature melted pretty much everything, and I was gaining divinity from it. Yes, even humans, because... Oh, I don't have any. Okay, fine, we won't throw any humans in. We won't throw any humans into the volcano today. Seems like a thing that random deities might try to ask for, you know? Finally, an explanation to why they always want virgins flung into volcanoes. Okay, it doesn't explain why the virgin part, but still. I didn't want to do it myself, so I instructed some of my clones to do it for me. For that, stones were the most convenient creations. My clones could easily throw them in. I just had to make sure the stones wouldn't run out. This was easier said than done. I went to Italy and bought some stones with all the divinity I had, and it took my new divinity generator only a few seconds to melt them all. It took months of transporting divinity and stones to and from Italy until I had a stable enough supply of stones that it would last a good while. Even if it only took seconds to melt the stones, there was still a limit to how many could be thrown in by my clones. Increasing how many of them could throw in also wouldn't do any good, as there was a limited amount of space within the generator. With enough materials and time, it would be possible to upgrade the efficiency of the device. But for now, a steady income was more important. You could always build 2 of them, or 150 of them. Why not? It would take less time than waiting for these upgrades. These interminably slow upgrades. Also, I'm going to fling a couple moons into it. Okay, admittedly, it's gotten pretty freaking huge. Stones aren't enough anymore. We need entire moons. Hey, if we run into the Empire, we have a handy way to dispose of the Death Star. After a few months, I had collected a large amount of divinity. It was much more than I had made from killing monsters. So much so, that it felt almost useless to kill monsters for divinity anymore. But I still kept killing and searching for stronger monsters because it wasn't much of an effort for my clothes. It had also increased my battle power. My main goal was to become the strongest being alive, after all. Divinity was just a way to get enough creations to upgrade my monuments. That said, my next step was to upgrade my monuments. Like Freya said, I needed to make the surroundings of my monuments more grand, so I started by adding a mountain to my mighty statues. Actually, I just created a mountain and carried the statues on top of it. Then I infused the mountain with the power of Freya's stone, and it started to glow. Somehow, the statues, not the mountain, were glowing with power. Well, that was actually a good sign, because the mountain was supposed to improve their effects. After the statues began to glow, I prepared myself to receive a big boost to my physical power. But nothing happened. 10 minutes later, the glow had disappeared. Had I done something wrong? At least the glow at the start was a good sign that I was on the right path. Maybe one mountain was just not enough. I tried the same with 2 mountains. Rather than 2 separate mountains, I created one bigger mountain out of them. This time, the glow was much brighter than before. It took almost 50 minutes for the glow to disappear, but I still didn't get a power boost. For the next attempt, I combined a total of 10 mountains into one huge mountain. How many mountains does it take before it becomes a planet? Because I think some of the sheer volume of mountains it wants. Yeah. I don't know. These mighty statues, when I get enough upgrades on them and it costs enough freaking mountains, I should worry that maybe they'll all collapse into a black hole on their own. Just through sheer volume. Oh well. And this time the glow was seriously bright. It wasn't just a glow, it was more like my statues had their own aura. This time, I could feel my physical power improve No, you couldn't. Did I say come on. You've built all kinds. To get to the divinity generator, you already have to have a Tog. And the Tog is worth so much that a statue with a single upgrade, you wouldn't even notice it. I felt more than twice as strong. No, you don't. Before, the power I gained from mighty statues was only a small part of the power I gained. Oh, you have a shit ton of them. Okay, then maybe it must be a lot of them. One temple I built used to be a lot more efficient than the 500 mighty statues I had now, but this upgrade alone made all my mighty statues about as efficient as all the other monuments combined. Although they only helped with my physical area, they didn't affect my recovery power, my battle prowess, or my creating ability. But still, it was a huge success. The aura also didn't disappear anymore. Even a few days later, it was still as radiant as at the beginning. Hold on, I think you guys are finally done. Oh, yeah. Okay. You know what? Okay. Now, we want to start amassing divinity as quickly as possible. Alright. Alright. So, I might even fight a special battle or something before I rip all those open, but we can give it a little bit more time. I still had enough divinity for more mountains, so I went to Sabile and bought another 20 mountains. An increase in my physical power wasn't enough. I also had to increase my recovery power, so I visited Artemis to buy 30 forests from her, and then I was out of divinity. Even with my newly created divinity generator, it would still take quite some time to have enough to buy bigger creations. I was confident that by upgrading my mighty statues and mystic gardens, I had a good chance to defeat Poseidon, especially if I trained some more and defeated new and stronger monsters. The real benefit of my monuments was that it multiplied the power that I had. This applied to my current strength, and also the strength I would gain in the future. This meant that it didn't matter if I built my monuments first or my upgrades, as the end result would be the same. You put one statue on top of 10 mountains, but it boosted all 500 statues. Go figure. When I was back on Fortitude, I upgraded my statues with 10 more mountains, and felt another power surge in me. It was even bigger than the first one. Sadly, it only worked for the first additional 10 mountains. The second 10 didn't do anything, so they were kind of a waste. Since I didn't have enough divinity to buy more of them, it was kind of weird that only a set number of additional mountains did anything, and that when they did, it resulted in a huge boost all at once. But that was how it worked. Finally, I surrounded my mystic guards with the forests I had, and the result was similar to my mighty statues. With 10 of them, my recovery power almost doubled. With 20 of them, it was almost 3 times as high. The 10 other forests after that did nothing more. The best part of the upgrades was that it affected all of the monuments of that type at once, including the ones I might build in the future. While the upgrades were really expensive, the monuments themselves weren't that expensive, but did require a long time to assemble. So to build more of them faster, I needed more clones. Sadly, there was a limit to how many of them I was able to summon at once, and that wasn't so easy to increase. Rebirthing would increase my limit, but only up to a point. I'd not reached that limit yet, but from my estimations, it would cap at around 100,000 at most. There was also the god power I'd gained from defeating gods, but that was really hard to come by. When I rebirthed before I had defeated Freya, I noticed that I only got this god power from Izanagi, Nephthys, Cybele, Artemis, Eros, and Freya. I didn't get it again from the weaker gods. With all the god power I'd gained from them, I was able to increase the clones I could control by 2,000. I also discovered that I could use it to increase the speed and ability of my clones and build my monuments faster. By combining the two improvements, they would eventually be able to build the monuments much more faster. So, every future rebirth, I would be able to reach the same power faster, even if the boost from rebirthing didn't increase much or at all. That said, it was not needed for now. It just meant that I always had ways to improve myself further in the future, in case I ever reached a stalemate with any particular god. Now I felt that I was almost ready to face Poseidon, the boss of reality. When I thought back to when I first met him, I was still shivering. At that time, his power was overwhelming. He also seemed to be very dangerous, so I'd avoided him entirely up until now. But that was many years ago. Since then, I'd defeated many other gods, gaining new powers, and become a much stronger god myself. However, before going back to reality, I went back to Warfield. Even though I had won against the Dullahans in the war games, I mostly used the golems as a shield for my clones to defeat them. Back then, my clones were still too weak to defeat them without enormous losses. With the help of my newly upgraded monuments, it would be easy for my clones to defeat them, and I knew the additional power I would receive from defeating them was sure to help me in my fight against Poseidon. To be continued. Now. Alright. We're gonna do one special. Just because, okay? Let's see. I want Shadow Fist and... what was it? X, I think. There. We're going to grab a whole bunch of divinity off this, however much it gives, and then we're going to start ripping open all the packages. I mean, I could wait longer, except I got to go to bed. So, no, I can't. But we can at least do this. Hopefully, before it does a doubling of divinity, it'll give me one of the, here, have 5 hours of free divinity. Hopefully I'll get that first. Okay. We gotta be running out of gas any second. I'm not even gonna use my auras or anything. Pfft. We'll just keep going till I hit a wall. Any second now. Any moment now. Oh, here we go. The next one. The next one is gonna be it. There's 24. Okay. Done. I see. By the way. Crunch. Ah, +8. Shoop. I can also defeat you? Why'd I lose in there? Oh well. You, I could also beat you. Good grief, I can get all the way through 25 already? Wow. Okay. Alright, enough stalling. As much as I want to keep going here with this. Alright. Oh! Oh! Gah! Oh, man. Oh, I had this whole thing all planned. Crap. Of course not. Clone build-up, day universe, and the ultimate ball and arty. This just had to be one of the 4. Now I need a new plan to open these. And alright, fine. Well, I guess I'm going to set up stuff for the night. So I guess our main source here, 200,000 really going to be enough without training? Without my training, you know what? All right. You're not an overly important number, are you? You know, the problem is it won't last. Won't last the whole way through. It's gonna run out. Hmm. 5 hours. Funny, even when I put all those worker clones on. Well, anyway, it doubles my divinity a second. Alright, I guess that's what we'll do. So we've got defender clones to gather divinity. We've got that. Alright, now I have to reach over to my crystal. I'm not using the physical right now. So I can put the creation one on. I made a lot of the planets first. So I'm just going to leave you creating galaxies. When I get up tomorrow, I'll take my my stuff here and I'll just make as many universes as I can get away with. I really am disappointed. But, oh well. It still will be nice to take a little bit of this off my hands. Reduce it by a little bit on that minigame. That stupid minigame. And we still got a bunch of, you know, GP. As long as God, I'm gonna have to take another day on it. I only need 19 universes. If I can get 19, and then I can do a black hole. I can pour a whole bunch into Togs. Should be able to knock out at least up to where I was. Whether or not I make progress in the actual count, the actual P-ball count, this still won't be a waste. It still won't be a total waste. I'll have to think about the challenges. I can't click and look at the list right now, but I'll have to think about the challenges and decide which one I want to spend my... The biggest thing I get out of it, I mean, it'll double some of my stats, which is nice, but not quite as big a deal. I mean, you know, doubled your creation stat. What does that do me? Doubles your battle stat. Probably not very relevant. Doubles, but even when it doubles physical, generally you need to become like many times stronger to defeat another P-ball. So just doubling my physical wouldn't really make that big a difference, unfortunately. But still, several doublings, one of them is likely to fall on it, but I still think the biggest thing that this gives me is divinity. So that's what I should be focused on using it for. So I have a few different ways I could burn them. Option 1 is to try to make a black hole challenge faster, since, I mean, planet multiplier challenges don't need divinity any, so black hole is currently the best use I have for divinity. So I could try to make one faster, or I could try, when I'm at the end of a run, when I've gotten, you know, when I'm at the end of, when I look, you know, basically I can use it to just try to push higher. I'm trying to find a, you know, I'm tired. It is late. Sorry if I'm incoherent at this point. But yeah, I could try to use it to push further, to just take a ton of divinity to pour into monuments, as well as whatever doublings it gives me. Here's what I want. As much as I want a crystal slot or a pet token, and it could happen, I'm not really counting on it, but I am certain to get some of these, some of the version 2s. And during the GOAT, this would have been so nice during that thing to get to the GOAT. I don't know when I'll be longing to have these things in the future, but I would feel more comfortable having one of each. I would feel more comfortable having a chakra pill version 2 and a liquid version 2, but I just don't want to waste this resource. I don't want to waste the lucky draws. I want them to serve some useful purpose. I can't use them in an ultimate pet challenge for anything in particular. And that's another thing, is that having more pets, one of the things it gives me sometimes is a boost to all the pets. I don't know how high the boost can be. I mean, a 2 is what I'm seeing, but there could be a much larger boost hidden in there, plus 10 to all pets or something. So that makes me want to wait until I have more pets to open them. I don't know. I'll look the challenges over. I'm probably just gonna open them in a, because I mean, I might get something really good out of them too. Might, maybe. All right then. Well, do that. And then that. Okay. Alright, good night. Well, so, I'm actually really surprised I managed to pull 20. I managed to pull 20 universes out of my hat on this. Now, of course, we'll still need to make some galaxies, because we still want to make this. We've still got to do all of our monuments, our might training, our planet. We haven't done any power surging yet. So, you know, we still got some stuff to do. Also, we've leaked a little time again, so I won't actually be able to finish it before heading out, but in this instance I don't mind so much. Because as I said, we can't rebirth yet anyway. We got to do all this work. But yeah, 20 universes without any of these. That was better than I had hoped. Oh, let me head over here for a second. Yay! Okay. Oh, also, my goat is 1 stat point away. 1. Then he'll cross that 1,000 threshold. 1. I could open a few lucky draws to see if I get one. Get a +2 to, or +1 to all stats for my pets, but I can't. So, gotta wait until this ends. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to give them 9, 10. 10 hours. And you lot do the multiplier thing. Gotta get that multiplier in. Then, at the moment, I just set all of this up. You know what? I think actually I'm going to stop at 25 here. I think I'm going to stop at 25. I'm going to put a whole bunch into Power Surge, really. Let's see. Whoops. There. Guess I'm gonna need to buy some more rocks. Should I leave this working on galaxies? I need 24 of them. So many planets. Or when I thought I was going to use those, I wouldn't have had any wasted planets if I had been able to do what I thought I was going to be able to. Wasting 3,000 of them nearly, just, ugh. Try to feed them into the generator one by one, I guess. Anyway. Okay. I'm going to take all of you off. We're going to go ahead and we're going to get this to 38, and then we're going to turn this off. I'm also going to cut down the amount I got down here, but I'm going to leave some on all of this. Some of this. Okay. So, hold on a second. Don't need any more focused breathing. Don't really need this or this. So maybe we can, maybe I can leave a little bit on elemental manipulation. There. And I can sort out any details later. Now, Power Surge. I think 300,000 will be good enough. The rest of you need to be building. I'm also going to need Togs. We're going to get our Rebirth up. Our Rebirth numbers need to go way up. Why not? There. Why not? Might as well. Just for the moment, we're going to build ourselves up, and we're going to knock down a couple more P-balls just for the pleasure of it. I like to have the food I need in the bank just sitting there at the ready. Pretty good stat growth here. Look at that. So I could Get the div gen up to 37. And get 20 universes within 24 hours. But it's a total commitment, and I know I need another... I don't know if I can get into the green in just half a day, but I certainly won't be climbing in just a day and a half. Get these crystals a little bit bigger, too. We'll have to just see how this plays out. We'll just have to see, and when I come back from work, how far along we got. Give me this for a second. Chomp. Okay. It's actually faster to build the statues themselves. Okay. Let's go for it. Just think for a second. I could make more crystals, but I don't think I should waste the time. I'm going to want to leave a couple... I'm going to want to leave a couple 100,000 on duty again. Okay. Hey, yo. Crunch. Crunch. This isn't going to work out. No, not quite. Not quite. But my current record is only 28. We're already looking at 27 without power surge and barely any monuments. So I think it's safe to say that in half a day I can probably... Okay, I'm using weasel words now. I think I'll be able to beat P-Ball 28 in half a day. Plus, I'll have a single black hole with its upgrade. Whether or not that turns us green, I'm not sure. But we'll see. I'm going to put this on making rocks. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do with that. Alright. No, actually, I'm not going to... I'm going to leak more time again, doggone it, but... Oh, well, what can you do? I'm going to take 100,000 off of you. And reluctantly, 100,000 off you. Because I think I'd rather get this planet multiplier way up, as well as all the divinity for use in my monument upgrading. Alright then. Oh. Gotta keep on top of this. Okay. So, a little over a day and a half. We'll see if we can get everything to at least touch green. I feel like my power surge could use some work. The crystals could be slightly bigger. And, I didn't even bother giving them the last round of level ups and multipliers and stuff. I was just like, you know what? I feel like doing this. Dragon, plus 60. I'm gonna get you to the 2,500 mark. You are really useful because you boost me in multiplier campaigns better than anybody else. So I want you to be in the next tier. Let's see. see, 9, 10.75. Yep, feed them all that. Okay. Awesome. Alright, let's watch what this does. Would you please grow 100 times larger for me, all of you? Oh, that's not good enough. Well, let's wait over here and see. Crunch, crunch. Ha 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 ha. Okay. Good enough. Oh my. I do believe we just reached a new height. In only a day and a half. We're at 29. It's actually not that far out of reach, but we're going to go ahead and rebirth now. I still want to open these, and I'm going to. Unfortunately, the No Rebirth Challenge seems like a particularly good place to have a horde of these, but I have no interest in even unlocking that right now. Not anytime soon. I've got more than enough to do in these existing challenges to keep me busy for quite some time, and if I build my pets up enough, they can find lucky draws by doing item campaigns. So I'm going to stick to the black holes for the moment, though I'm starting to waffle on whether or not I should go back to all achievements for this. But we'll do black hole. Oh, right, yes, of course. Oh, right. I didn't set this up correctly. I could probably beaten that thing. Okay, but what we really want to know, this has always gone down to 80 previously. Let's find out what this Day Universe Challenge did for me. So, let's see. Day Universe Challenge. Most universes, 20. Okay, TBS bonus levels after rebirth, 4. Okay. Show me that in action. Okay. Alright. Alright, yeah, alright. That's actually almost as good as, where is it? This one. That's almost as good as what 1,000 challenge points can buy me. How about that? And I really want those. I wonder how much it's gonna take to keep these up high enough level. I'd need like 50. So yeah, no, the challenge point ones are still more valuable for these. It's only this one that it's close. Still, it's pretty nice. I certainly appreciate it. Alright. Crunch 32. I should have kept track of how much GP it gave me. I can't even open up and look at what the equation was, because I'm already rebirthed. Okay, so the plan is get a big old heap of divinity and tear these open until, I guess until the divinity is doubled. Or something. I don't know. I just want to open them all. But we'll do them in batches. We'll just play it by ear, see what the opens do, see if it doubles stats or does. We'll just see what comes out, and yeah, we'll just do it like that. Okay, in the meantime, I'm going to do all the things that one does when starting a run, and then I'm going to go to bed. Ah. Yeah. See how this looks in the morning. Okay, so we are now just 16 hours in. I put a little bit into this, as you can see. I want to invest a little bit more into Power Surge. Haven't started the monuments yet. Haven't started the creations yet. All I've done is gotten my divinity generator on track. And now we're going to open a few of these. So, let's begin. Okay, that's pretty nice. That's a good one. Oh, okay, but it's not a V2. I'm not sure how useful 90-minute boosts are at present. Okay, that's one I actually don't know quite what to make of. Because I can make the clones so quickly normally. I mean, it could save me a little bit of time. It's never going to really save me a lot of time. I honestly am not sure what to use it for. Maybe when trying to beat the V2s? I don't know. For now, I'll probably just hold those. My battle is doubled. Well, now, how about that? So... Right now, it doesn't seem to matter much one way or the other. Probably because my monuments are only doing Mystic right now. It helps when you're fighting these guys. Well, let's look at pure attack power. The battle is way more useful in that regard. But I generally go for mighty statues. I don't know if that really helps me any. I could try to build around it. Oh yeah. Okay, now we got something valuable. Doubles your speed with creating creations and clones until your next rebirth. Okay. This could be invaluable during, let me see. Well, it could be invaluable for any of several things. The first thing that comes to mind is the clone build-up challenge, but I don't know. I actually think it might be most valuable during an ultimate arty challenge. It could shave days off that first one when you're just trying to get your clones built up. That is actually extremely valuable. If I could get a chakra pill version 2, well, then I'd be really happy. Okay. Ooh, well, that's nice, I guess. I was hoping we'd get a doubling. Another liquid. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're going to stop here. We're going to stop here, and we're going to open more of them on the next rebirth. Still, we got some good stuff. I'm pretty happy with that little batch, and we've got a ton more yet. The GP was nice as well. Okay, well, so our next step, I still got to level all that up. Let's just knock some of these over. There. We're already up to 24, and I haven't even, there's a lot of things I haven't even started on yet. Okay, next we're going to go to our crystals. You know, I'm going to temporarily leave it training this. I do want to get the power surge going this time. Last time I didn't. Alright. So what I want is What, I can't afford... Oh, right, yeah, because I got to make the planets and all the things that lead up to the planets. Anyway, I should be able to make all my universes and galaxies off of this, I hope. And then... I don't think I'm going to end the challenge completely within just 24 hours. But... because I need a bunch of monuments. The monuments always take the most time. I want to push my building speed up. I want to push my clone count up. I want to push my creation speed up. I need GP. But I can't afford to spend any of this because, well, first of all, just having banked GP is really good. But also, I want creation count badly. But I know that I really need to double my statistic multiplier a few more times as we climb. Our challenge points are building up pretty nicely, though. They're building up real nice. I'm already halfway to my goal, and I'm getting faster at collecting them the further I go. I'm actually not sure how far I want... I mean, I really want to keep going with the black holes, but they only really matter at the higher end. But I'm wondering if I did the full set of black hole challenges, would that help me even on double rebirth-based challenges? You know... stuff like the double rebirth, clone build-up, ultimate ball. It'd probably help with ultimate ball, actually. Probably, I think. Anyway, yeah. I don't know. Aside from climbing B-balls, I'm a little uncertain as to the value of these. Or really long runs, because they give you GP continually, which is nice. I mean, 10 GP an hour? That would be pretty good. But that would require a lot of black holes. That would require a ridiculous amount of galaxies. Still, is good. It's really good. Alright. How's it coming? Oh, good. We got lots of Earth-like planets. Suns are always expensive. But I think I have enough. We'll want lots of weather. We want to get to at least, before we're birthing, as a bare minimum, I want P-Ball 29 defeated. So that's as far as I need to carry the statues. After P-Ball 29... I want to invest all that I can into Togs and their upgrades. It takes a lot of time to build the statues themselves, though. The upgrades aren't even the time-consuming part. How quickly can I make the turnovers while still climbing? I wonder. Really, the best thing I could do is to ignore Togs entirely and get 2 upgrades on the black hole. And then eventually start making 2 black holes with 2 upgrades. Oh, that'd be good. Time-consuming. Takes so long to build them, but good. Yeah. Just use these 2 and black holes. I think that is the way I need to play it. I think that is the way I need to play it. Alright then, well anyway. That's where we're at. Boop. Alright then.